Hi, this is Frehley, and you're watching Loudwire.
As a human being, as a person,
Yeah.
tell me one fantastically good characteristic about Paul Stanley.
I think he's a great songwriter. You know, he knows how to put a song together, you know. He's a great pop songwriter. You know, he's written some great songs over the years, and I respect that, you know. But I should probably produce the next Kiss record.
Oh, man. How about as a human being? Like, not as a player.
Well, Paul is like less outgoing. You know, the Paul Stanley you see on stage, he's much more subdued, you know, off stage. And, you know, I was kind of the party animal in the 70s, you know, and I gravitated more towards Peter because, you know, after the show, a lot of times me and Peter hooked up and you know, we'll party, you know. I didn't see that much of Paul after the show, you know. So what he was doing on his own, you know, was a big question mark.
Really? Okay. Tell me one great quality about Mr. Peter Criss.
Peter's a fun guy to be around. I mean, after the shows, like in the late 70s, you know, when we were reaching, you know, our pinnacle of success, me and Peter became closer. And after the show, Peter would go into this monologue, and he'd imitate, you know, different characters. And one of my favorite characters that he used to imitate was this guy, Dr. Rosenblum.
Okay.
You know, and he dressed up like this crazy doctor, you know, this deranged doctor, and he'd just go off on a tangent, you know. And he'd have me and the bodyguards in stitches, you know, within 10 minutes. It was just a lot of fun.
Right. Loves to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Very good. How about Eric Carr?
Well, me and Eric were close, and, you know, me and Eric partied together a few times. You know, he kind of was a little sometimes distant because, you know, he knew Paul and Gene frowned upon that. But, you know, I always had a great relationship with Eric. You know, I'd gone over to his apartment a couple of times. We wrote songs together, you know, Breakout, me and Eric, you know, penned together. And, you know, I always had a great relationship with Eric.
Great. How about why is Eric Singer such a good person?
Eric Singer is such a solid drummer. I mean, you know, you can like, I mean, his timing is impeccable. And I've always had a good relationship with Eric. On the last tour I did in Australia with Kiss, I mean, it was just a pleasure playing with Eric because, you know, on and off the stage, he's a solid guy. And I never had a problem with Eric, unlike some other people.
Overall, is a wonderful human being. Good.
He's a good guy. I mean, I've known Eric for years, and, you know, we've gotten together, you know, off tour and jammed a couple of times in clubs in LA. So, I mean, I never had a problem with Eric.
Great. And last but not least, Gene Simmons.
Well, you know, me and Gene used to room together. I don't know how many people are aware of that, but, you know, me and Gene are a lot closer and get along a lot better than most people would think. I mean, I called Gene about 2 months ago, just as I was driving up to finish the final mixing on Space Invader, and we were reminiscing for about 25 minutes on the phone, just talking about the 70s, how we used to drive around in a station wagon, you know, with Sean Delaney as our road manager. And, you know, Gene's bark is a lot worse than his bite. And but my favorite quality about Gene is he tells you like it is. He doesn't like say one thing and then behind your back say something else. He'll tell you right to your face what he thinks. And that's what I like about Gene, his straightforwardness. He's not always right, and sometimes he tries to rewrite history a little, like saying I got dumped from the band, which is a complete falsehood. You know, I quit the band twice, but you know, other than that, he's okay. Marketing genius, big question mark, but we'll see.